Have you ever seen anything like this golf swing? Have a look at the shape of this swing and listen to the sound of this. So people, right, why are we seeing so many of the world's best ball strikers, and I mean best ball strikers with a bent left arm or lead arm in the downswing? Is it a mistake? Or is it something that could help us? Now, if you're a player that is struggling with shaft lean, lag, and compression, we're going to take a look at this move, and we got some incredible videos, drills, and things coming up. Now, we're going to analyze this swing because from tee to green, the statistics, right, this guy is an absolute monster. What a ball striker. We're going to be looking at the best release in world golf, and we've got a great drill coming up for that. We're going to talk about this release, guys. So let's have a look at a really amazing video. If you are new to the channel, people, we are reaching lots of people, World Class Golf Instruction. So please subscribe and hit that notification bell to get all the videos. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up because it's helping us reach lots of people. One of our videos just recently getting close to 500,000 views. So guys, let's get stuck into a really, really interesting video and analyze one of the best swings in the world. So people, right, if you're struggling with lag, compression, and shaft lean, if it's never really changing for you, this is a really interesting area of the golf swing, because when we look at a lot of the world's best ball strikers, they're bending their lead arm, their left arm on the way down, and look, they're ripping it, right? They're absolutely flushing it. So it's not a mistake. And so, I mean, so many people are constantly working on trying to get shaft lean, lag, and compression, and they just can't get it. This is why we're going to take a peek at this area, because seriously, like it really is a move that we're seeing time and time again by many of the world's greatest hitters. So we're going to take you through here a way to experiment with this, get a little bit of a feel for this, because for a lot of people, seriously, softening this left arm, softening this lead arm can add to lag, it can add to compression, it can add to shaft lean, and it can really help players just move slightly downwards into the PGA hitting zone. Let's take a look at a really interesting area now before we have a look at the world's best release and an incredible, really incredible drill on how to touch on and feel that move and experiment with that. Let's have a look at this lead arm and how we can really improve our downswing positions with so many of you out there. So guys, right, interesting, isn't it, when we're looking at these great ball strikers and watching this lead arm soften slightly in the downswing. Now, if you are someone that struggles with shaft lean, lag, getting compression, this is an interesting area. As we see, it's obviously, you know, working for many of the world's best ball strikers. What we're going to do here is have a look at a drill, have a look at an exercise here. I've teed up a couple of golf balls. We're going to get up to the top of your swing, and you're just going to soften the arm. It's not much. When you soften it, you'll feel maybe that your arms, just for a tiny bit in the drill, in the feeling that they just slightly separate from your chest. Now, we don't want the arms running off the chest, but just to help soften this position. We've seen this transition in a lot of the YouTube, or a lot of the videos, also on World Class Golf Instruction, where we're seeing the great players, you know, close up the gap here and, you know, help them get shaft lean, lag, compression, speed, and power, all around better ball striking. So let's have a look how we can do this. And you just really want to keep it super, super soft, super easy, and not hit the ball hard. Just get like a 7 or an 8 iron, even a 9 iron, tee the ball up a little bit at the start. Now what we're going to do is get to the top of the swing, just soften the arms a little bit, let them fall. Just if you've got a mirror in front of you, it's even better. Then come in and just get that feeling up to the top. Just let the left arm slightly bend and soften, close up the gap, and then just make a really easy swing through and just see if you can sort of recapture that feeling of that slight bending of the arm. Now, what it does, obviously, is it helps come in a little bit more, helps get a bit more shaft lean, helps us when it's just slightly bent. You might find yourself sinking slightly down a little bit as well. Once again, up to the top of the swing, just slightly bending that arm. Take a look at it, getting body awareness. Keep your grip really soft, don't hit the ball hard, and just move through
this swing, and you'll start to feel the arms just slightly soften. And this is a great way for a lot of you guys out there to create a little bit of shaft lean, compression, and lag.
So guys, right, let's have a look at this. And thank you to Michael Field for the use of your videos filming world-class players all over the world. Now, have a look at the grip. It's neutral. We're going to look at some of the key moves here of this golf swing because it really is mind-blowing. What a remarkable action it is. The takeaway, look, the hand and the wrist alignments. Now, we've spoken about this a lot. Have a look at that for a strong takeaway. Look at that when we draw a clock up here just quickly over the club face here. This is creating a big angle in your right wrist. This keeps you on top of the shot here. This keeps your shoulders pressed down between 1 and 2 o'clock. And we're seeing that with a lot of the modern day golfers. Club goes back quite steep. It's a big turn. And recently we've looked at the PGA tilts, the averages here of movement. Thanks to Dr. Robert Neal on World Class Golf Instruction. And we're looking around 40 degrees. You see Hovland's a little bit steeper than that at 44 degrees, very flexible and very strong. Now the left wrist is bowed at the top, but he loses that coming down. It's an interesting position. It's a big turn. The arms are high. He's compressing downwards with his head. And as he starts to turn and twist, you can see the lateral shift. Now he's right on top of it. Look at that lead arm bend down. This wrist now, check this out. It's straight. And there's your entry. The forearm there, the shaft's been through the forearm and the club head in such a great position. He loves to fade it, land smack back in the original shaft plane, which we're going to have a look at right on top of it. And with a long iron, he still manages to get around 10 degrees of shaft lean, which is fantastic. And through the golf ball, arms parallel. His flexibility is quite amazing, isn't it? As he's at 55 to average there is at 62. Now, if you're looking to draw your lines and your angles, Live View Golf, I'll put that in the description box. It's a discount code, something I'm using personally. Now, who does he swing like? What a release. We're going to have a look at that in a second. Who does he swing like? He swings like one of the best ball strikers of all time. Let's have a quick look at that before we have a look at this release and a great drill there, how we can feel this, touch on this release to really experiment with, because it is the best release in world golf. So people, this really is staggering here when we're looking at the similarities between Lee Trevino and Viktor Hovland. Lee Trevino being one of the best ball strikers of all time. Butch Harmon said the most consistent flighted shots that he's ever seen. Look how far the head moves down. Now, I know you guys are going to say he's going to damage his back and all that. And look, you might be right, but they're heading into a dimension, a zone where only a few people ever get to. And what we're going to look at later on in the video is where this shaft is landing at impact, which I think you're going to find very interesting. Have a look at some of these positions he's able to bend his body into. And at the moment, injury-free. Absolutely incredible. So people, right, let's have a look at the best release in world golf. And this really is staggering, this right wrist. Have a look how it's moved into this flex position and the lead wrist into an extended position. Look how close the forearms are together. This is the most dynamic wrist and hand motion, the most dynamic release in world golf. And it has everybody fooled. The ability to plow through shots, rip through shots and take left out, not hit the ball left. Everyone believing that it's rolled over somehow. But when we're seeing this much of this lead arm, we know for a fact that it's not rolled over. And this is what we're going to touch on now. We've got a drill. We're going to look at a drill here. And I want everyone to experiment around with this hand and wrist motion because it can pick up your angles in your downswing. It can help you with the shaft lean. It can pick up your speed, free up your entire swing. Let's get stuck into it because this is a real eye-opener.
So guys, right, we've got a different angle here. Have a look at this. This is a great drill and how you can touch on what Hovland's doing and some of these great players and how they release. Now we'll go through a couple of feels here and a way you can practice it because it's worth it, right? As I said, you can pick up something new. It might be an opening. You might be opening up the door for yourselves and learning to, really release the club like some of these, great players do. So what we're looking at doing, we're not releasing it over. This is where I think you've got to understand it. It's not like this, right? We're not rolling it over like this. We're releasing it under. Like if I had a tennis ball and I'd be hitting it over here and up, right? It's working that way. I'm not rolling it like a top spin. I'm not rolling it over. That's the important thing to notice. Now, when we look at, we've spoken about this on other videos, when we look at front end therapy, we get ourselves in a position we wouldn't normally be in. right? So we get the hands to move. So we're going like this, right? See how my forearms are, or my wrists are together, okay? And you get yourself in this position. You can see the club head, it's not rolled over, all right? Now, from this position here, you get yourself here, move through, keep it soft, do a couple of swings, and just do like a little bit of a half swing here, and just get a feeling of that right wrist moving into a flex position, right? So if you're swinging through and you had your mobile phone in your hand, you could see the screen on it, right? You're getting your hand to move like this. Front end therapy, people. Move your hands, keep your elbows together, run back over the golf ball, swing over the golf ball. Keep your arms really, really soft here and just get that release, and you'll start to really feel after a while, you'll start to really get some speed on it and getting that lead wrist to move into extension. I can't recommend you guys practicing this enough. Your body won't do that. These top players, they have extreme talent, and they've played junior golf. They're the best in the world, and they're that good. And most of us out there, unfortunately, me included, we're not that good. And we need just to have a look at what they're doing, steal a feel. Maybe we can improve, get better. Guys, reach out to me on worldclassgolf.com. 1,300 videos, 85 separate series. We don't show that stuff on YouTube. And online training, you can work with me personally. I'm teaching professional golfers, top amateurs, normal amateurs, novice players from all around the world. World Class Golf Instructions improving golfers between 4 and 11 shots. Your swing analyst video is the same as this YouTube format, except with your swing on the screen. It goes between 15 to 30 minutes with tailored drills and exercises, a higher level of instruction at a cheaper price. 1,300 videos, 75 separate series. Reach out to us in the chat room and get on the path to playing your best golf.
So guys, have a look at this, right? The legends, like the best ever ball strikers. I think it's fascinating analysing their swings. Have a look at Trevino land smack bang back on the original shaft plane. How many times have we seen that with the true ball strikers? And I put Hovland into a group of just incredible ball strikers. It's just insane what this guy's doing. And when you see, this release and how he gets down to the original shaft plane, there's some advantage there. But why are we seeing so many of the world's best ever ball strikers do this? I think it's incredible. Let's have a look here at Sam Snead. Now, many say the best ever ball striker, definitely one of the best, getting an impact. And it's just, if you're filming your swings, this is not easy to do. This is in a different dimension, but it does has its advantages. And I think a lot of people, look at Hogan underneath the original shaft plane. Garcia is a credible ball striker. He's one of these guys that gets right back down the original shaft plane. And obviously you're hitting in the middle, but what it does for the wrists, right, it makes the release just a little bit more consistent, a little bit more solid. Now, it depends on what you can repeat, right? And there's different talent levels. Have a look at Stuart Sink here. We're going to be technical here without being mechanical, right? So look at the line, look at the number, 55. Right, now have a look at impact here. All right, so it comes in quite high, and the shaft's up heaps high. Now, what have we got here? We've got 67. We're 12 degrees high. Now, from there, your left wrist has to bow down a little bit more. Now, you can win major championships. You can make millions of dollars. But for a lot of people out there, it's a little harder to repeat. And looking at this progression, 51 here, and an impact 60, you're seeing Luke Donald 9 degrees higher, and you'll see that often at the time the lead wrist has to really bow down. I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying what I've seen from the best ball strikers of all time is getting down to the original shaft plane makes the ball strike, that's why they are so good, a little bit easier. Understanding your technique and the components that go with it. I think a lot of people, unfortunately, and I know with passion, they believe they know the swing, but really when you get into understanding the bits and pieces of what works for your own action, you can, do things together. And that's why I've been helping people online improve their golf and using their pattern. Because the truth is, you can't change everything. You've got to swing with the style that you have, and then you just make minor adjustments, and you can improve your ball striking much easier. Guys, a very interesting area of the swing, the original shaft plane, and looking at the release. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And reach out to me on World Class Golf Instruction. 1,300 videos we've got on there. A lot of the stuff we're not showing on YouTube. YouTube's a little bit different. It's just, there's a bit of entertainment involved as well, isn't there, to sort of in the titles and trying to, create that attention. But lots of different series and videos, online lessons, guys. You can have unlimited contact with me on WhatsApp, so reach out and we'll get stuck into it together.
So guys, right, today I want to talk to you about live view golf. You can draw your lines with angles. I've been showing a lot of people on YouTube the 40-degree shoulder rule, the PGA averages of movement, 55 degrees through the ball, 12 degrees of shaft lean, and you can get in there and get closer to these proven averages of movement. And the closer you get, the better you hit. We know that these days every top player is filming their swings, right? And video really is the best feedback for your golf swing. This thing here is absolutely mind-blowing, really. You can see yourself simultaneously as you're making movements. It works off sound, so you hit a shot, played back automatically. You don't have to touch the screen, hooks up to your iPad and your iPhone, and you can look down at it and stay in posture. Like, you can even put the camera or the live view back here, draw a line on your belt buckle to see where that is, have a look at your takeaway, rather than looking in mirrors and trying to get this. This is the best way to train. Guys, it's an absolute no-brainer, and I highly recommend, if you're a dedicated golfer, guys, there's a discount code in the link below. Absolutely incredible training aid.